Welcome to Installing Symantec Endpoint Protection Manager lab exercise for preparing and delivering a successful SEP implementation. In this exercise, we are going to go through the process of doing an initial installation of the Symantec Endpoint Protection Manager software, also known as SEPM. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to get started by launching the installation media that we have on the desktop, launching Setup EXE, and saying Run. Windows Installer will prepare the installation. Clicking Next, install the management server. We will accept the license agreement and accept the default installation location after a brief system check. And then the installation wizard begins its installation. Okay, the installation component has now completed, and now we're moving on to the configuration wizard to actually input our settings that we need for our management server. This is our first installation. We're going to use a custom configuration so you can see the options in the screen. It is our first site, so we're going to accept that default, and we'll change the name of the site. Accepting the other default port locations, you can edit these if you choose to do so. We're going to leave the default settings in this case. We're also using the default embedded database. You have the option of a Microsoft SQL Server database for a larger installation. And this is the basic management information system administrator page. I'm going to use an example corporation name and then create an admin user password and confirm that as well. You do have to use the username admin in this screen, but you can change that at a later time once you install the server. You do have to input an email address as well. I'm going to use administrator@example.com for our example in this lab. We will skip the test email validation as I don't have an email server set up in this lab environment. Next, we will create an encryption password for client computers to use when communicating with the management server. I'm going to create that encryption password here and confirm that as well. And during a normal production installation, you would choose to run live update at this time. We're going to, in the interest of time, skip that step. We will accept the defaults to send anonymous data to Symantec, and then the database will be created. We'll just let this complete. This will take a minute or so depending on your environment. Database configuration and server is now complete, and we can automatically launch the management console. And we will sign in with the administrator credentials that we've just created. And click Log On. First time you log into the console, it can take a minute to launch that console page. And what you'll see when we first log in is the Getting Started page. This has a list of tasks that we can create as we go through the rest of the configuration. We'll close that for now. And here's our home page of the Symantec Endpoint Protection Manager console.